day. My name is Puviyal Sri and I'm from Kulim, Kedah, Malaysia. I always wanted to write a storybook for my daughter, and so I wrote my first book titled The Adventures of Cookie and Were Rabbit. Now, I was inspired by the unique personalities of my dogs, Snowy and Dogo, and the heartwarming way they welcomed a rescued poodle we named Cookie into our family. Now, Cookie had a strong-willed personality. It was always amused or sometimes exasperated with Snowy and Dogo's endless curiosity about him. Snowy in particular was a playful troublemaker and would never leave Cookie alone. And watching their funny interactions, their friendship, and the lessons that they learned from each other led me to creating stories based on kindness, patience, friendship, and accepting each other's differences. Now, Were Rabbit, on the other hand, was a character I created whilst I was expecting my daughter, and I wanted it to be a strong character that will always stand for what is right and fight for what is right. So it's very interesting to see how the four characters come together in the story. Now, another thing to know that I like to share, is that while I was editing the story, my daughter was around 2.5 years old, and I knew I wanted to teach her about sharing and caring, and I wanted that to come out in the story. But most importantly, I realized that she was always mischievous and cheeky, and so this led me to write about the characters Snowy and Dogo behaving mischievously and cheekily in the stories themselves, but these often led to others being upset about it. That what may be fun to them may not be fun for others. So I wanted my daughter and other children reading the story to learn that although sometimes we find fun in behaving in a certain way, when it bothers others or makes others uncomfortable, it's best to stop at once and apologize, and most importantly also learning from the mistakes and to not repeat such behavior again. So that for me was important, that it comes out in the story. So forgiving others is also another point I wanted to raise in the stories, that instead of holding grudges and being angry with each other, it's best to sometimes just forgive. We can all have fun instead of staying angry with each other, right? So that said, I hope you learn more about these colorful characters in my stories and enjoy reading the stories. So please do pick up the book for your loved ones at home, and thank you for supporting me.